Welcome back to Giants Mania. Today we're going to do a complete review and just recap of the draft for the Giants, give like a final grade, go over each pick, what I expect from them, and all those type of things. So I'm sorry it's like a week later basically, but I wanted to watch everybody first. I have still not gotten to the UDFA players. I know the Giants signed like 3, 4, 5 guys, but I got to get to them eventually. But yeah, hope you guys are enjoying the film reviews I'm doing. I did Aaron Robinson yesterday, so check that out if you missed it. Already did Ojulari and Kadarius Toney. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like and subscribe if you did, and let's get into it. So for the first round, the Giants were basically on the clock at number 11. As we know, the Eagles traded up and took Devante Smith. There's reports coming out that the Giants were quote-unquote livid that the Eagles did that and took Devante Smith because the Giants apparently wanted him, which, I can believe in. I do believe that's probably true. I did have a gut feeling the Giants wanted Devante Smith. There were reports that they wanted one of the Alabama receivers, so I don't think that's a secret. But looking back on it, the Giants got a very good haul for that number 11 pick. They traded back with Chicago, as we know, and the exact trade was the Giants got pick number 20, which turned into Kadarius Toney, pick number 164, which I think was used to trade up later for the Aaron Robinson pick. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. And then a 2022 first rounder from Chicago and a 2022 fourth rounder from Chicago. So the Giants got a very incredible haul for the number 11 pick. So I'm very happy about that. The trade for me is an A+. I love the trade. But Kadarius Toney, you guys know my draft reaction. I was a bit skeptical, of course, but the more I watch this guy, the more I like him. I do like Elijah more. I will say that. But there's a lot to like about Kadarius Toney. There's not many guys in this league that do what he does when the ball's in his hands. Like his yards after catch, the way he makes guys miss, his balance, his broken tackles. Can't teach that stuff. He's just naturally very talented and gifted with those type of things. Now, where does Kadarius Toney fit into this Giants offense? I think majority of the time, especially in his rookie year, he will be a slot guy, and he's a type of receiver that you should probably scheme up some touches for. I don't know if I trust Jason Garrett to do that, so hopefully he finds a way to get him involved. But I do think for the most part, as I always say, the Giants just insist on playing Sterling Shepard outside. Of course, they have Kenny Golladay. I'm assuming Darius Slayton and 3 receiver sets will be on the bench, and they have Kadarius Toney in the slot. So I think Toney has a chance to have a very good rookie year. I think he'll get the reps, he'll get the snaps, and hopefully gets the targets. But as long as the Giants scheme him some touches and get the ball in his hands, he will make things happen. I don't know if we'll get like a 1,200-yard type rookie year, but I think it's possible to get like 800-plus receiving yards, over 100 rushing yards, maybe do some kick return stuff as well, punt return. So we'll find out. But he's exciting. I'm excited about this pick. I'm not going to grade each individual player because I don't want to give players grades and then have people think I hate them, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to grade the draft at the end. I will grade the trade, though. A+ for the trade with the Chicago Bears. In round number 2, the Giants were on the clock at number 42, and once again, they traded back with the Miami Dolphins, picked up the 50th overall pick, and got a third-round pick for next year. So just next year, they have a first-round pick from Chicago and their own. They got the third-rounder from the Dolphins, and then they have the fourth-rounder from the Bears as well. So the Giants have a lot of draft assets next year. I love that, of course. But Azeez Ojulari is a guy that I thought was going to go somewhere in the 20s or 30s, 40s for sure. The Giants get him in number 50 overall. So the way they maneuvered throughout the draft was just unbelievable, especially the first 2 rounds, even the third round, if they really did like Aaron Robinson that much. But the way they maneuvered throughout this draft and trading back and accumulating more assets, that is what I've always wanted as a fan. I'm very proud of the Giants in that regard. And Azeez Ojulari, yeah, there was a concern about his knee or something like that. He tore his ACL in high school, which had to be 3, 4, maybe 5 years ago. So I don't know why that's like brought up now, and I don't know if the medicals checked out. I mean, the Giants do say that his medical's checked out, so I trust them with that. And I think Ojulari is just a perfect scheme fit for this team. He's a great value at number 50. I'm excited for him. Great bend. Could get a bit stronger, of course, but like you can't teach his body type. He is 6'2", 6'3", but has a really lanky build, very long arms. He knows how to long arm guys and has good hands as well. So I like this pick a lot. I think he can honestly step in right away and be the starter in week 1. I think he's probably the Giants' best pass rusher right now. I know people have high hopes for Carter. I love O'Shane Zimenez, of course, and Cam Brown, Carter Coughlin, but So, I think Ojulari has a chance, though, to be the best pass rusher on this team. I don't think it's too far-fetched to say. So, do I expect him to come out right away and be an all-pro player? Not necessarily. I think there might be some growing pains here. But I think in terms of just getting to the quarterback, which is what this guy's specialty is, I think Ojulari has a chance to get a 6+ sack type season. He'll get a good amount of pressures, I feel like. So I'm excited. I just hope they give him the reps. I hope he gets the snaps. They might, you never know with rookies. Sometimes they get buried on the bench for a certain reason. I hope they give Ojulari a chance and a fair chance to come out here and be the starter in week 1 if he plays well. In round number 3, the Giants traded up, I believe, a few picks with the Denver Broncos. They got themselves Aaron Robinson, the cornerback out of UCF. And I know some fans, for some reason, I know mostly in round 1 we were talking about this, just didn't want another cornerback. And I'm like, what's wrong with adding cornerbacks? You can never have too many of those guys. I like this pick, honestly. So Aaron Robinson, I went over him yesterday. I did the video last night, actually, so it's fresh in my mind. I love his tenacity. I love the way the guy plays the game. He's not afraid to ruffle some feathers and get in guys' faces, which is awesome. He just loves the game. I do like that about him, of course, and the Giants definitely, I'm sure, like that about him. And in terms of him as a player, very quick feet. He mirrors receivers well. There's times where he just runs routes for guys. He has a good understanding of route concepts and things like that. So Aaron Robinson, I think, is going to be, I still think Darnay Holmes is the starting slot corner on this team. I have said that before. I said that last night, actually. But I think Holmes will get the first crack at it. I think Aaron Robinson, if, Holmes slips up or gets injured, Aaron Robinson's the next guy in line. But Aaron Robinson I think he's 5'11", 186-ish or something around there, has the ability to play on the outside. I definitely believe he can do that. And, the Giants, of course, have Adoree Jackson. They have James Bradbury. Behind them, there's a lot of question marks. Isaac Yiadom, Julian Love, and then, of course, Aaron Robinson. So I would be, I think Aaron Robinson has a chance to be like that cornerback 3, that next guy in line at slot or outside. I think he does see the field a good amount for the Giants next year. We'll see what type of impact he makes. But I do like this pick. I think there's a lot to like here with him. He had some issues with like play recognition and things like that. His eyes got caught in the backfield sometimes if you watched the video last night. But for the most part, he's a talented football player, loves the game, and I love his attitude. Definitely has that right cocky, confident attitude for a cornerback that you need in the NFL. So in round 4, the Giants took a guy that I basically had no familiarity with, but Ellerson Smith out of northern Iowa. So he came in apparently at like 6, I don't know what he was. He was like 6'5" and 195 pounds or 205 pounds and just put on so much weight in the past few years and basically just transformed his body. He's now listed at his pro day. It was 6'7", 252. Some people say 6'6", 6'5", whatever, he's tall. But basically had a really impressive pro day, the 42-inch vertical, 127-inch broad jump, and as I said, it's hard to really get like clips on this guy. There are some highlights about him, but like to really go back and watch him, you have to watch like the full game tape. And I did see him against Dylan Radins a few times, who was a second-round pick for the Titans, had some nice reps against him. And this guy just has a body type and has some traits that you can't teach. I feel like this guy is the definition, as I put here, of a developmental pass rusher. There's no doubt about it. I don't see him coming in right away and starting for this team. I think this is a guy that maybe 1 or 2 years down the line has a chance to be a good player for this team, possibly a starter. But Ellerson Smith has to put on just more weight, I feel like, has to get stronger, because there were times where he just had issues like bull rushing guys and just, sometimes his pass rushing moves just kind of die on contact. So he has to get a bit better with the play strength. And, it's pretty much the only issue I see with him. I think he has already some NFL-ready pass-rushing type moves. I saw him Euro-step a guy at the Senior Bowl, I believe. So this guy has some impressive moves, honestly. So if the Giants can just coach him up, he's only 22 years old, by the way. So the Giants do have an improved coaching staff in recent years, ever since Joe Judge came on. If they, get this guy right, he transforms his body even more, gets stronger, puts on more weight, I feel like the Giants might have themselves a special player here. And hopefully, for our sake, Ellerson Smith is a starting player on this team in the next year or two. I mean, if not, then it's probably going to go down as a waste of a pick. But Ellerson Smith has the upside, and I definitely love upside. You guys know that. Has the upside to one day be a starting outside linebacker on this team if everything goes right. In round number 6, the Giants made a couple picks here, their last 2 picks of the draft. Number 196 was running back Gary Brightwell out of Arizona. Now, I will say he has some concerns with the fumbles and the dropped passes and just not the best athlete. His pro day numbers were They were bad. I don't know how else to say it. They were bad. So his pro day numbers were not that impressive whatsoever. But I feel like as a running back 3, this guy's fine. I kind of liked his tape, honestly, when I watched. I wasn't even tape. I just watched his highlights. That's what I do for running backs. But he was making impressive jump cuts. He was lowering his shoulder when he needs to. He looks natural as a receiver, although he has some drops. He just looks natural. Some guys don't look comfortable as running backs catching the ball. He looks very fluent in doing that. So I like that, of course. His breakaway speed is not impressive, but it's good enough. I don't expect him to break away for 70-yard touchdown anytime soon, but he has some impressive breakaway speed. So there are things to like about Gary Brightwell and Joe Judge and Dave Gettleman, I believe. I know Judge said it. They expect him to play special teams. They did say that, so that's another reason they drafted him. So I'm fine with this pick. I like taking running backs later in the draft, of course. I feel like this might be pretty good value. Hopefully he doesn't have to be a running back because we hope Saquon Barkley's healthy for all 17 games and hopefully plus the playoffs. And then, of course, Devante Booker, they signed him. He's pretty much had a clean injury history, I think, throughout his career. I could be wrong, but I feel like for the most part, he's been healthy. He was last year at least. So Brightwell for the 6th round, I'll take it. No problem there. Round 6, 201, cornerback Rodarius Williams out of Oklahoma State. This guy is going to be 25 years old as a rookie, which is just, you don't see that very often. This is like Brandon Weeden right here. This is a pretty old rookie, but he's had a ton of experience, whether it's being a starter. He's played in man coverage a bunch of times, so I think the Giants like that about him. The Giants are going for these man coverage type corners. That's definitely a trend here. He's 6'1", 189, pretty good size to be an outside guy. PFF had him for 650 press coverage snaps in his career, so that's a ton of experience against good competition. I don't think he comes in and plays too much right away. I think he'll be in that competition for that 4th or 5th spot at cornerback with Julian Love and Isaac Yiadom. I think the way it goes is Bradbury's 1, Dory Jackson's 2, then you have Darnay Holmes 3, Robinson 4, and then you have like 5, 6, 7 is Williams and Love, and then you have Isaac Yiadom. So I don't know how that's going to play itself out, but I feel like those last 3 spots are kind of up for grabs, and we'll see what Williams does. But he wasn't that impressive with his pro day. His age is a concern, and his ball production is also a concern. He only had 2 interceptions and played 4 years as a starter. So that's kind of like, why are you only getting 2 interceptions in 2 years? That's kind of a concern. So his ball skills, can he play the ball? We'll have to see about that. But hopefully he'll be all right. I feel like, for a 6th-round pick, I know he's on the older side, but the Giants must think this guy's NFL ready because you're not drafting developmental players at 25 years old. The Giants must feel he's NFL ready. Put him in there, he'll be fine. So hopefully that's the case. But I don't know why he's 25. I don't know if he graduated high school late. I know he redshirted 1 year. That puts you back 1 year, but at that point he should be 23, 24. I don't know why he'll be 25, but I have no idea. But if someone knows, let me know in the comments. But maybe he, went to, I don't know if he went to high school an extra year. I have no idea. But anyway, that's going to do it. So I will give a final grade here for this draft. Now, I love the trades. I'm going to include the trades in this grade because I feel like that's fair. I feel like the trades were probably an A+ because the Giants still traded back in round 1, got a position they needed. They got a absolute great haul from the Bears, a 1st-round pick next year, of course. So I love that. Of course, I wasn't like a huge fan of the Toney pick, but hey, I'm gonna learn to like him. I said I'm gonna learn to like him, but so I think that was a really good move to trade back. And then the 2nd round, trading back and getting an extra 3rd-round pick and still getting Azeez Ojulari was a good pick, or, a good move by them. So I do like that as well. So I think overall, I'm going to give this draft a B+. I think I like the talent they got last year. I remember last year I gave the Giants an A for their draft, which is very high for me. So, but B+ is still good. I think they did a really good job with the trades. They got guys they needed, positions they needed, like, outside linebacker, valuable position with Ojulari, wide receiver, valuable position, cornerback, valuable position. So they're doing a good job, once again, of understanding positional value and taking those guys early in the draft. I do like that, of course. So, it depends what Toney turns into. Can he stay healthy? Can he be more consistent with the route running? How is he on contested catches? How do the Giants utilize him? Does Jason Garrett get him involved enough? We'll find out. So hopefully Kadarius Toney works out. I feel like if you told me right now Kadarius Toney has a very good NFL career, plays 10+ years and is very good, this is probably an A+ draft. I just have my concerns about him and how he holds up and, can he stay healthy, all those type of things. So I think B+ is fair because I did like the talent more last year. I loved Andrew Thomas. I loved Darnay Holmes. I loved Matt Parrott. I thought McKinney was a good pick. So it's hard for me to sit here and be like, I like this draft more than last year. But when you include the trades, the Giants did a really good job with the whole process of this draft. And we'll see how the players turn out. as Dave Gettleman says, you won't know for another 3 years or so if this class is worth it or not, because, even like as Giant fans, we remember back in 2018, the Giants draft class in 2018 was looking flawless and phenomenal. And then, of course, a couple years later, we're like, wow, that draft was really not that good. So, you kind of have to let it play out a bit first. But, it wasn't that bad of a draft. I am pretty satisfied for the most part. I might have went a different way in some other picks in some areas. But, for the most part, I really can't complain too much. A B+ is a solid grade in my opinion. I would definitely take those when I was in school. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Leave in the comments your grade for this Giants draft. Are you satisfied, dissatisfied, or is it unsatisfied? I feel like dissatisfied is the word. I don't know. But anyway, let me know how you feel about it, and I'll talk to you guys next time.